Sweden and also Finland's joining the alliance right away, and we passed it already last summer to Parliament for decision making. So from the profession angle, we are of course very supportive for both nations since Finland is in, and also Sweden would be an addition from a professional point of view. I am not a parliamentarian myself, but I see my colleagues and friends in Parliament that they have political problems with that, and I understand their political problems, but it is up to them to make that decision, which I'm sure they at some point will make.
The war in Ukraine changed a lot of things, especially for Europe. It brought the specter of war on its hinterland once again. And when we look at Hungary's position versus the greater European position or the Brussels position, Prime Minister Orban has had a more proactive, peace-driven initiative. Where does Hungary and Europe differ on that viewpoint towards how to engage and approach this conflict?
Well, immediately from day one, we've been on the side of peace and peace talks and immediate ceasefire. And ever since, we are probably one of the very few countries that have decided not to supply lethal equipment because we fear escalation, because we think that the war should be stopped and can only be stopped if the fighters are not fighting anymore. And therefore, we are very, very bold on that. Now, if we see what is happening on the battlefield, we have to realize that there is no quick military solution to that dreadful conflict. And now more and more countries and governments and peoples realize that this is the case. So we have offered the European Union and also NATO that we should now rethink as the West, we should rethink our strategies towards that war, because the initial idea doesn't seem to work. So there needs to be another approach. So we continuously stand on the side of ceasefire and peace talks as soon as possible.
After the end of the Soviet Union and the fall of the Berlin Wall, there was this expectation that there's going to be an ushering of a global era of peace, but now we're seeing war in Ukraine, war in Gaza, tensions in the Balkans, tensions in Taiwan, a frozen conflict in Kashmir. Are we on the brink of World War III?
We are living the times of danger, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that in the past few years only, the security situation and the outlook has deteriorated so much that now everybody who is responsible to its people have to prepare. And this is our job in the Ministry of Defense and as a government to make sure that the Hungarian nation is well protected. As I said at the beginning, we stand firmly on the side of peace, but peace needs strength, and we need to be sure that whatever comes in these very difficult and turbulent times, which are very, very difficult to predict what the various spillouts and escalations could be, that we stand firmly and we protect this nation.